Do, 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 do. Hello. I'm starting early. I'm starting early so that by the time it's 11, there's more people show up. I'm gonna have you listen to this music while I wait. Ah, yeah, ah, yeah. 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 Can you hear this? I'm playing this song, by the way, called Biro by Ayub Ogada. Ah, yeah, ah, yeah. Ah, yeah, ah, yeah. Ah, yeah, ah, yeah. It's actually my favorite song to dance to. Hi, Thursday. I see that you requested. I'll have you on after a few more people show up, and I read 1 or 2 poems. From this collection. I don't know if you saw my announcement, but I'll be reading from this collection, Types of Shape, which is a lot of shape poems, see? The poems written in the form of shapes. And the subject of the poem is also the shape. Like this is called Idea, and it's about ideas is in the shape of a light bulb, like the light bulb moment. This is called Skeleton Key, and so it's in the shape of a skeleton key. This is in the shape of E. Called Biro. And then I'll be reading from this book as well. This is by my friend Destiny Davis, Hourglass. And she really does a good job of combining poetry with visual elements as well. Like this poem, right? So when she says lifted, she literally has the words, rise up, the word lifted, rise up like that. And this And that's just beautiful. Seriously, your battery's dying? Okay, that's fine. So if you want to be on the mic, drop a mic or request to be on the live. Maybe I'll read with this short poem at the back of the book by Destiny Davis. We spend all our lives looking for the one, someone who will love us unconditionally. We imagine it will happen the first time, or at least I did, lost in fairy tales. I wanted that to be my life. After this relationship, I know it won't happen right now, but someday it might. And that is from this book, Hourglass. Alright, I'm going to read this one, this visual poem. Not broken or intact. This is where the broken girl decides to be broken no more. Stopped looking for someone else's hand and grabbed her own. Lifted herself up and said, "This is it. No more playing the victim." Her heart was broken, but there was a reason for the pain. Now she's doing her own thing, focusing on herself, waiting to see what is next. 'Cause one man's trash is another man's treasure. Now she's protecting her heart because she just put it back together. Alright. And the next, let's see, what poem can I read? Ooh, this is a good one. Kitty and Bug. It's called Kitty and Bug. And look, it's in the shape of a kitty and a bug. This is by John Hollander. So the poem is called Kitty and Bug. Gray domestic, short hair and black beetle. And it's in the shape of a kitty and a bug. Isn't that cute? It's just amazing. Hi, Megan. I, a cat, who coated in a dense shadow, which I cast along myself, absorbed the light you gaze at me with, can yet look at a king, and not be seen to be seeing any more than himself, a motionless seer, sovereign of grey, mirrored invisibly in the seeing glass of air. Wherever I am, seeing is part of me. As you see me now, my vision is wrapped in two green hypotheses, darkness blossoming in two unseen eyes, which pretend to be intent on a spot of bug upon the rug, who can see how I can know. Hello everyone that just got on here. And that is from this book, Types of Shape, by John Hollander. Alright. Hey Macadon. So if you want to be on the live, request to be on the live. Let me read another one. This is really cool. My favorite one by John Hollander is called Swan and Shadow. So it's called Swan and Shadow. And it's actually in the shape of a swan and its shadow on a lake. Isn't that amazing? I love it. Dusk above the water hang the loud flies. Here, oh so gray, then what a pale signal will appear, when, soon before its shadow fades, where, here in this pool of opened eye, in us, no, upon us, as at the very edges of where we take shapes in the dark air, this object bears its image awakening, ripples of recognition that will brush darkness up into light. Even after this bird, this hour, both drift by atop the perfect sad instant now, already passing out of sight toward yet untroubled reflection. This image bears its object darkening into memorial shades, scattered bits of light, no, of water or something across water, breaking up, no, being regathered soon. Yet by then a swan will have gone, yes, out of wind into what vast pale hush of a place, past sudden dark, as if a swan sang. Alright, that's my favorite by John Hollander. What's amazing is actually and then this one is called Last Quarter. No new moon in its arms, and yet, and yet, and yet. And is the shape of a crescent moon. Or it's in the shape of a parenthesis, whichever way you want to say it. Because he talks about parenthesis. When parentheses appear to be opening, then beware of an ending. Never misread such signs as the bold crescent seas of becoming, of initials curving towards the words like come clear cup, changes comedy, crystal create, or even crowns. Their openings stand only for closings, as if our cupped left hands held out sickle-like to cradle a round tower's bulbous copper top cut, some blue, some room, some hope, out of the skies, fierce surplus. So these sea-like marks close up, but sea creatures grow, yea, truly behind, and yet beyond limits. So unrealities conclude in an eclipse of old moonlights by the darkness of origin, here where the horn of light thins out into what is almost gone or lost. A new form starts as a pair of life begins. Yeah, that's a really cool image, the way the words were written. That was the swan and shadow, right? But even this one has a double meaning with the parentheses and the crescent moon shape. You know, it applies to both. And that's really kind of clever too. And there's this one too. It's called The Thread of Life. The Thread of Life, Double Helix for Francis Crick. Entwined, so braided is being stretched. This is so interestingly written, I'm not even sure how to read it. Alright, let's see. Ooh, this is a good one too. This is in the shape of an arrow, and it's called This Way Next. Let's see. I can point where I so desire, even aiming backwards and behind my head. For who can say what I intend or mean to signify? Does our mere goal matter more than a soul's? Does the promising arc of curved bow not stand for more of what I mean than the childishly colored face masking the unresisting but unbending straw? But what I may mean means nothing. What I say is what I am mistaken for, doomed by the human habits, erasing eyes ever, to be a cheerful idiot. I indicate the future, only the filled vision of a mere next thing, a clear day, a startling glance, a New York State-shaped poem on a new page. Oh, mild abandoned regions, where was I? Oh yeah, exactly how do you read? That was the one with the thread, right? That looks like a thread. I'm like, how do you even read that? So that's why I stopped reading. This one is called The Midwinter Tree, and it's in the shape of a tree. Midwinter Tree. A fir roughed against blue snow, or a spruce darkening the branches of other spruces behind it. Pines on whitened hills, above cedar, juniper, and hemlock, clustered outside a lamplit window. All of these give over hovering or shading after they have been cut, stood draped, and in a way made light of, hung in sparks. No fire burns among tears of jewels that drop from some eye of light, make pools of color below, stain of ruby and winking mica, or was it mica? Mica, a starred topaz, or cold sapphires, scattered among embracing fronds, extend gifts, gems given in glistening, shall endure. Even now the switch on darkness later, but eyes drop under the asterisms, there among the aftermath of lights, showing up as shadow. There is much to be given below gems, and yet below them, unopened pages at the closing of the year, wide fields with tracks across them. We make our moments of fire last in this snow's violet white, and in finding a kind of greenness in the turning of white pages, those ever unfallen leaves. Yes, the old, new, and new are adjacent, not when the summer burns, but only during the long night from the year's ground, spring stems of light. Yes, it's a Christmas tree. He calls it a midwinter tree for some reason. But yeah, now let me switch to this collection by my friend Destiny Davis. She's a local artist, local poet right here in Orange County. Hourglass by Destiny Davis. And she has some visual poetry as well. Actually, she combines visual elements into her poetry, which is really, really nice. Like what she does right here. Max says, random wonder who decided this type of tree would represent Christmas, right? I think a lot of it was probably appropriated and assimilated from pagan or, the traditions of that time. A lot of the indigenous people of that time. Alright, this is by Destiny Davis. This one's called Emotional Courage. The truth is, I miss you every second, every minute, every hour of every day. For some reason, I'm unable to shake these feelings. My heart misses you. It hopes you will come back, longing for your touch. It craves our web of complications. So I love what she did here, right, with spacing the letters of longing to really represent the longing. So that's a different style of visual poetry. Actually, that's what I do with my own poetry as well sometimes. Like she does it here too. Art at its finest. A heart breaking is like a star falling out of the sky. It crumbles in the palm of your hand like a fresh baked cookie. Astonished by its beauty, you are flabbergasted. True art is watching someone sew themselves together as they so willingly tore apart. Isn't that incredible? Oh, for the previous poem, Max said, longing being the heart of the piece. Exactly, that's why she did that. Same thing here. In the line, it crumbles in the palm of your hand like a fresh baked cookie. She literally has the word, start with the C becoming the biggest letter, and the letters becoming smaller and smaller until when you get to the S, it's very small. So it's a crumbling. The word is literally crumbling. It's just like the meaning of the word. I love that. It's amazing. And the poem is so meaningful. It's not like, it doesn't seem forced. That's what I love about it too, where the whole thing is an integrated part of the piece. Like, let me read it again. Art at its finest, a heart breaking, is like a star falling out of the sky. It crumbles in the palm of your hand like a fresh baked cookie. Astonished by its beauty, you are flabbergasted. True art is watching someone sew themselves together after they so willingly tore apart. That's my favorite line, actually, the last line. True art is watching someone sew themselves together after they so willingly tore apart. Oh, and then she does it with this one too. With the word irreversible, right? Demons. What sucks is missing you, knowing you don't miss me. Want to text you all day, but you don't reply. Act like you don't want to talk to me anymore. My fault, I lied. Trust me, you tried. Used to tell me everything. You put up a wall. My past. Irreversible. Telling you was useless. It broke me. Lied to protect you, to make it go away. But if I keep breaking people, all that are left are pieces on my plate. So, this is irreversible, is in a mirror image right there. And then, oh yeah, this is a great one too. Not for him. Oceans, not tears. Immense dehydration, gasping for air. Seizure, this is what it feels like to shove unwanted love down someone's throat. Again, down being the main word, that's the visual part where down is the meaning of the word, and then it's literally going down as well. So the shape, the way it's shaped resembles the meaning of the word, which I love about it. And then there's another one where she does it with the word memories. She does it with this one too. There's a visual element in this poem as well. And then oh, this one's really clever too. I love it. Right here. Hi Daja. Hope I pronounced that right. Missing pieces. Hi Karen. Missing pieces. Is it bad? I want to tell you I miss you. Because I really do. Strictly platonic. I crave the way it felt to be around you. The vibe we had. How we instantly clicked. How goofy we were together. No one else could stand it. How we would hang out and watch movies. Oh, the way you made me smile. How you would listen when I talked. A man of few words. Your ears were always open. They say the truth will set you free. Here's my attempt at self-liberation. So I love how she made the word hang literally hang. Just love it. Oh, and then there's this one too. So by the way, I'm reading from this collection right now. Earlier I was reading from Types of Shape by Johan Landa. Now I'm reading from Hourglass by Destiny Davis. Hi, Quotes and Poetry. And if you want to share your own work, just request to be on the live. It's a semi-open mic as well. But for the most part, it's a live reading of my favorite poems. And I may read my own visual poetry as well at the end. This is called Wishful Thinking. The crazy thing is, whether I'm awake or asleep, all my mind seems to do is aimlessly wonder and think about you. Are you happy? Do you remember me? Do you regret it? There are a few questions I would ask as I replay memories from our past, knowing later on my head will hit the pillow with great sorrow. Life goes on, and you are no longer a part of my tomorrow. I love how memories is written in a circle, because that's how our memories are, right? We keep, especially when we have regretful memories, like what this poem seems to be about, and it's called Wishful Thinking. We go round and round the memories in our heads, and sometimes even wishful memories. We wake up memories that never even happened, that we wish had happened, and then we go round and round in circles around these memories as well as regrets around what happened, round and round in circles. So I love that memories is shaped like a circle for that reason. At least that's how I interpret it. I don't know what the poet. Maybe I'll read this one. This is spiral. I love writing spiral poetry. This is based on my daily creativity practice. It's a spiral poem. Home, home, Ramza, sky to fruit now, and a view. And the whole thing is a spiral. And there's another one, which is also a spiral. And I changed the spelling. This is almost like a combination of drawing and poetry that I made. A change is going to come. And that's C-U-M, come. That is why I have that drawing right there. and that's my own original piece. Our change is going to come. And that is my piece. I want to do more stuff like that. And that is just a drawing that is inspired by the song Low High, actually by the singer Low High and her song Baby I Know You Well. Alright, so I'm gonna play some more music as I wait for more people to show up. Let's see, what's the time? Oh, it's already half an hour. So one of the reasons why I made this live and decided to show you these types of poems, is to really expand your perspective about what is poetry, what is visual art, and really show you the possibilities, right? Expand your sense of possibility and show you that the visual and the verbal or the auditory can actually be combined, because as a multi-passionate, multi-creative person myself, that's the way I think. I like to combine things, right? That's why I love poetry like this, right? This one, it's called Kitty and a Bug, and it's in the shape of a kitty and a bug. And it's literally about a kitty and a bug. And then there is Swan and Shadow. And it's literally about a swan, and it's speaking of shadows. There's a shadow on this, Swan and Shadow, which I read earlier, so if you just got on, you'll have to watch the replay. And then so that's where the entire poem is in the shape of its subject. And then there's the type that Destiny Davis does, when she does it with only a part of the poem. She visualizes a part of the poem and she turns a word into the shape of its meaning, like she did with the word down, and it's literally going down, right? And then the way I do with my spiral poems as well. Yeah, and even some logos have that kind of stuff as well. Alrighty. Well, if there's no one that's gonna be on the live to share their work, I think that is it for me.